A single dad mechanic stopped for an unconscious female cop. What happened next changed his life. The rain had been falling since dawn, turning the highway into a ribbon of steel gray shine. Alex Moreno wiped his hands on an old rag and shut the hood of the last car of the day. The garage clock read 6:47 p.m. He was late. Again, but his daughter would understand. She always did. Alex was a single dad, a mechanic by trade, and tired in the bone-deep way that only years of responsibility could carve into a man. He locked up, climbed into his aging pickup, and headed toward home, thinking about homework folders and leftover soup. He didn't expect anything extraordinary from the evening, just the quiet comfort of routine. 10 minutes later, he saw the patrol car. It sat crooked on the shoulder, lights off, driver's door ajar. At first, Alex thought it was abandoned. Then he noticed a figure slumped inside. A woman in uniform, her head leaned against the window, hair damp from the rain, face pale. Alex's foot hit the brake without him thinking. He pulled over, hazard lights blinking. His heart started to pound, not from fear of authority, but from the stillness of the scene. He grabbed his phone and umbrella and jogged toward the car. "Ma'am," he called, tapping lightly on the window. No response. Up close, he saw a cut near her temple, dried blood mixed with rain. She was breathing, shallow but steady. Relief rushed through him, followed by urgency. Alex dialed emergency services, voice calm despite the tremor in his hands. He explained the location, the situation, the injury. Then he did what mechanics do when something's broken. He assessed. He eased the door open, careful not to jostle her. The patrol car smelled faintly of coffee and wet fabric. Her name badge read Officer Emily Carter. He checked her pulse, steady but weak, and used his jacket to keep the rain off her face. "Help's coming," he said softly, not sure if she could hear. As he waited, he noticed the engine was still warm. A blown tire lay shredded a few yards back. She must have swerved, hit the shoulder, and struck her head. Alone, in the rain, the ambulance arrived within minutes, lights cutting through the gloom. Paramedics took over, praising Alex for staying and calling it in. A state trooper arrived soon after, asking questions, nodding at Alex's answers. "You did the right thing," the trooper said. "You probably saved her life." Alex shrugged, uncomfortable with praise. Anyone would have stopped, but the trooper shook his head. "Not everyone does." That night, Alex got home late. His daughter Sophia, 11 years old and wise beyond her years, looked up from the kitchen table. "You're soaked," she said. "Yeah," he smiled. "Long day." He didn't tell her the whole story, just that he'd helped someone. Sophia nodded, as if that explained everything. 2 days passed, then 3. Life returned to normal. Engines, grease, school runs, grocery lists. Alex assumed that would be the end of it. It wasn't. The following Saturday morning, a patrol car pulled into the garage. Alex looked up, wiping his hands, and froze. Officer Emily Carter stepped out. She walked slowly, a small bandage still visible at her temple. Her uniform was crisp, but her posture was tentative, like someone stepping into unfamiliar territory. "Hi," she said. "I'm looking for Alex Moreno." "That's me," he replied, suddenly aware of the oil on his shirt. She smiled. "I wanted to thank you. In person." She explained that doctors said the head injury could have been much worse if she'd been left there longer. Hypothermia, shock, any number of things. Alex listened, nodding, feeling oddly shy. "I brought something," she said, holding out a paper bag. "Coffee. And muffins. I didn't know what mechanics like." Alex laughed, surprised. "Coffee's perfect." They sat on overturned crates near the garage door, rain replaced by sunlight. Emily told him about the accident, how she'd responded to a call, how the tire blew, how the world went dark. Alex told her about Sophia, about balancing work and fatherhood. "You stopped," Emily said quietly. "Most cars passed me. I saw it later on the dash cam." That settled something heavy in Alex's chest. He hadn't known that part. From that day on, Emily became a familiar face. Sometimes she stopped by for a quick checkup on her cruiser. Sometimes just for coffee. She met Sophia, who approved of Emily instantly. "You're nice," Sophia said one afternoon. "And brave." Emily laughed. "I had help. Weeks turned into months. Conversations deepened. Emily shared the pressures of the job, the weight of decisions, the loneliness that could follow the uniform home. Alex shared his fears too. Failing his daughter, missing chances, staying stuck. One evening, after Sophia had gone to a friend's house, Emily stood beside Alex as he closed the garage. "You ever think about changing things?" she asked. "Every day," he admitted. "But I don't know where to start." Emily looked at him, rainless sky glowing orange behind her. "You already did. You stopped." The words stayed with him. Not long after, Alex received a letter from the city. Emily had recommended him for a civilian commendation. At the ceremony, standing awkwardly in borrowed dress shoes, Alex felt something he hadn't felt in years: seen. The mayor shook his hand. Cameras flashed. Sophia beamed from the front row. But the real change wasn't the certificate or the applause. It was the confidence that followed. Alex applied for a small business grant he'd always assumed he wouldn't get. This time, he believed he deserved a chance. He expanded the garage, hired an apprentice, took weekends off. He started coaching Sophia's soccer team. Life opened up, inch by inch. Emily was there through it all. Not as a hero, not as a rescuer, but as someone who understood how a single moment could shift a life's direction. 1 year after the accident, they stood on the same stretch of highway, now dry and humming with traffic. Emily placed a small bouquet by the shoulder, a quiet thank you to chance and timing. "If you hadn't stopped," she said. Alex squeezed her hand. "If you hadn't survived." They didn't finish the sentence. Because some stories don't end with what almost happened, but with what did. A single dad, a mechanic, a moment of kindness in the rain, and a life changed forever.